The Syrian civil war has also set off an escalating sectarian conflict beyond the country's borders. Across the Middle East, long-simmering tensions between Sunnis and Shiites are being reignited. Lebanon especially is feeling the impact. From the outset, the Lebanese have been deeply divided about what's happening over the border. And now the country's powerful Shia movement, Hezbollah, is openly fighting alongside Syrian forces. As CCTV's Kate Parkinson reports from Lebanon, many fear the civil war will return to Lebanon.
The Lebanon-Syrian frontier, where borders are a loose concept and Syria's conflict is increasingly spilling onto Lebanese land. Rockets are fired across the frontier with growing frequency. In the Shiite town of HELMEL, this man shows me one that landed in front of his house. Retaliation from Syria's rebels, he says, for Hezbollah's involvement in Syria.
They are targeting neighborhoods full of women and children and ordinary people, people who go to work in the morning and come home in the evening. We don't have any military positions here at all. They are just doing this to terrorize people, nothing more. It is very possible that while we are standing here now, a rocket could land on us.
The nearby town of AL-ASSIR is also now part of Syria's war. Thousands of Syrians have fled the fighting at home to seek sanctuary in this Sunni enclave. Many are civilians, but fighters came here as well, and their presence has made AL-ASSIR a target for Syrian forces. Abu Hadi is a member of the Free Syrian Army. Injured in Syria, he needs hospital treatment, but he is afraid to leave AL-ASSIR. He knows he and his family would not be welcome in Lebanon's pro-Hezbollah, pro-Assad Shiite areas.
Yesterday, 6 rockets landed here, but we have nowhere else to go. Only our Sal is able to look after us because all around here there are Shiite villages and supporters of Bashar and Nasrallah.
Lebanon's fault lines are also reflected in the on-off battles in the northern town of Tripoli between Sunnis and Alawites, an offshoot of Shiite Islam to which Assad belongs. The guns have fallen silent for now, but hiding in the buildings, fighters wait for the next round. Surrounded by Sunni neighborhoods, these men tell me they fear their Alawite enclave is in danger and say they will fight to the death to defend it.
It is a big possibility, but we will make them pay dearly for it. We are all martyrs. We either live in dignity or we die.
In the southern city of Sidon, sectarian tensions are also rising. Following Hezbollah's very public and bloody foray fighting in Syria, firebrand Sunni cleric Sheikh Ahmad al-ASSIR calls on his supporters to take up arms and warns that the war is coming to Lebanon.
Lebanon is going into a brutal war, and it is because of Nasrallah.
Following the fiery sermon, scores of young men joined the queue to sign up for Assir's Free Resistance Brigade. Some here have already been to Syria to fight.
Our Syrian brothers have lost hope and faith in countries, leaders and presidents. The Syrian and Lebanese brothers are the only hope for each other. Either we support each other or we die together.
But the fight did come to Lebanon, and 10 days after I spoke to Abu Mustafa, he was killed here in Sidon. The picturesque coastal town turned into a war zone when violent clashes erupted as Assir led a 2-day battle against the Lebanese army, which he accuses of siding with Hezbollah. 18 Lebanese soldiers and around 30 of Assir's fighters were killed. The army regained control and Assir is now on the run, but many fear revenge attacks and a cycle of violence that could drag Lebanon back into war. In the capital Beirut, the battle lines are already being drawn.
Over there, that's the black flag of the Salafists. And here, this area is right up against them. That's why we say what happened in Syria in 2 years could happen here in 2 hours, because the people are so intertwined. So if the battle happens, it will be in the small alleys. Definitely there will be massacres.
Bilal al-Zir is actually a Sunni, but his support for Hezbollah allies him to the Shiites. Lebanon's divisions are both political and sectarian. He is nervous. He sends one of his men to show us the front line.
Now we are on the borderline. We cannot go much further than this. Now they can target us. They have a lot of people and they try to sneak in all the time. Now they can see us. This is our last line, and that's it.
Lebanon's 15-year civil war ended in 1990, and the death and destruction is still very fresh in people's minds. Few want those dark days to return, but many now expect it. All around these communities, people are paranoid. They say this is Beirut's next front line, and they're getting ready. They've built bunkers, digging out spy holes, watching, waiting. Lebanon is not yet a country at war, but it is not at peace. Kate Parkinson, CCTV, Beirut.